First contact. Admiral Kira Voss stood at the observation deck of Sanctuary Base 7, watching the massive alien vessels pierce through Earth's perpetual cloud cover. After 3 centuries of waiting, they had finally arrived. Not humanity's long-lost colony ships returning from the stars, but something entirely different. The alien ships were organic in design, their crystalline hulls refracting what little sunlight penetrated the eternal winter that had gripped Earth for centuries. They moved with purpose, deploying what appeared to be massive thermal arrays that began cutting through the kilometers-thick ice sheets covering the planet's surface. "They're doing exactly what the models predicted," Dr. Marcus Way said, joining her at the viewport. "They think they're finding a dead world to terraform and claim as their own." Kira nodded, her augmented eyes zooming in on the nearest vessel. 300 years of preparation comes down to this moment. Are the other bases ready? Marcus pulled up a holographic display from his wrist computer. All 23 sanctuary bases report ready status. Surface defense systems are powered but dormant. The Council of Governors has authorized First Contact Protocol Delta. Delta Protocol. The median response between peaceful greeting and outright hostility. Humanity had survived the Great Freeze by retreating into vast underground sanctuaries, carrying with them the best of their technology and culture. They had evolved, adapted, and advanced far beyond what their ancestors could have imagined. Thermal reading from the alien arrays suggests their technology is remarkably efficient, Marcus continued. At this rate, they'll reach Sanctuary 7's outer perimeter in approximately 72 hours. The aliens' terraforming technology was impressive, but not unexpected. Humanity had possessed similar capabilities for over a century, but had chosen to remain in their underground sanctuaries, building strength and waiting for the right moment to reclaim the surface. "Send word to all bases," Kira commanded. "Initiate emergence preparations. I want our first impression to be perfect." She allowed herself a small smile. "Let's show our visitors that humanity never stopped evolving." The next 3 days passed in a blur of activity. Throughout the sanctuary network, millions of humans prepared for their first glimpse of real sunlight in generations. Engineers activated long-dormant surface installations, medical teams distributed radiation protection supplements, and defense forces ran final equipment checks. The aliens, meanwhile, continued their methodical terraforming operation, unaware that beneath the melting ice, an advanced civilization watched their every move. Their ships deployed more thermal arrays, creating vast melt zones that revealed glimpses of the preserved cities below. On the morning of first contact, Kira stood in the sanctuary's main assembly hall, addressing the gathered leadership. "For 3 centuries, we've prepared for this moment. Our ancestors chose to weather the Great Freeze not as refugees, but as architects of humanity's future. They built these sanctuaries not just to survive, but to thrive and advance." She gestured to the massive holographic display showing the alien vessels above. "These visitors came expecting to find a dead world. Instead, they'll find humanity at its strongest. We've mastered zero-point energy, achieved biological immortality, and developed technologies they haven't even imagined. We are not victims to be pitied or primitives to be conquered." The assembly hall erupted in applause. Humanity had long since moved past the need for political posturing or elaborate ceremonies, but this moment deserved recognition. They were about to step onto a galactic stage their ancestors had only dreamed of. The first contact team assembled in the surface access chamber. Kira studied the dozen individuals chosen to represent humanity. They wore environmental suits that looked deceptively simple, but contained more computing power than entire cities had possessed before the freeze. "Remember," she addressed the team, "we show strength through restraint. No aggressive moves, but don't hesitate to demonstrate our capabilities if challenged." She checked the time. "The alien survey team will reach our position in 20 minutes. Let's go make history." The surface access doors opened for the first time in generations, revealing a massive cavern melted through the ice by alien thermal arrays. Kira led her team up the tunnel, their suits automatically adjusting to the changing pressure and temperature. They emerged onto the surface of a changed Earth. The alien thermal arrays had created a vast clearing in the ice, revealing the preserved ruins of what had once been downtown Montreal. The alien survey team was visible in the distance, their environmental suits clearly designed for much different physiologies than human. Kira activated her suit's external speakers and broadcast on all frequencies. "Greetings, visitors. Welcome to Earth. We've been expecting you." The alien team froze, their instruments trained on the human delegation. After a moment that seemed to stretch forever, one of them stepped forward and responded in perfect English. "This is impossible. Our scans showed no signs of advanced life." Kira smiled behind her visor. "You'll find, friends, that humanity has become very good at exceeding expectations. We have much to discuss." The Underground Empire. The alien delegation followed Kira and her team through the massive pressure doors of Sanctuary 7, their environmental suits sensors drinking in every detail. Ambassador Tyrell, the alien leader who had first responded to their greeting, moved with a fluid grace that suggested comfort with both diplomatic protocol and combat readiness. "Your civilization," Earl said, mandibles clicking beneath their translator. "It survived the Great Freeze intact." "Not just survived," Marcus replied, leading them into the sanctuary's central atrium. "We evolved." The atrium stretched for kilometers in every direction, its vaulted ceiling aglow with artificial sunlight that mimicked Earth's natural cycles. Massive agricultural towers rose from multiple levels, their hydroponic systems producing enough food to feed millions. Citizens went about their daily lives, their neural augmentations allowing them to process the presence of aliens with remarkable calm. "Impossible," one of the alien scientists whispered, their instrument panels flickering as they attempted to process the scale of what they were seeing. "The energy requirements alone." Kira gestured to the barely visible shimmer of a zero-point reactor core suspended at the atrium's center. "We solved our energy crisis within the first century underground. After that, our only limits were imagination and ambition." The tour continued through research facilities where scientists manipulated matter at the quantum level, medical centers where aging had become optional, and educational institutes where children interfaced directly with the sum of human knowledge through neural networks. "Your species," Earl observed, "you are not the same humans who retreated underground, are you?" "We are their children," Kira confirmed. "Enhanced, evolved, but still human at our core. The Ice Age didn't trap us. It forced us to become something greater." In the sanctuary's historical archives, holographic displays showed the story of humanity's transformation. The initial years of panic as global temperatures plummeted, the visionary leaders who proposed the sanctuary system, and the centuries of advancement that followed. 300 years ago, Marcus explained, our ancestors faced a choice: retreat to the stars or adapt to a changing Earth. They chose adaptation, believing that adversity would forge us into something stronger. The alien delegation stopped at a window overlooking one of the sanctuary's defense manufacturing centers. Rows of sleek vessels and weapon systems stood ready, their designs unlike anything in known space. "You prepared for our arrival," Earl stated. "It wasn't a question." "We prepared for every possibility," Kira corrected. "Our sensors detected your approach 6 months ago. We could have prevented your terraforming operation, but we chose to let you proceed." "Why?" "Because the Ice Age is ending naturally. Your arrival simply accelerated a process we were preparing for anyway. More importantly, we wanted to understand your intentions." The aliens processed this information in silence, their postures suggesting deep calculation. Finally, Earl spoke again. "Our species came seeking a new home. We did not expect to find one already occupied by such formidable residents. Earth is vast," Kira offered, "and humanity has learned much about adaptation. Perhaps there is room for cooperation rather than conflict." Before Earl could respond, alarms blared throughout the sanctuary. Marcus checked his neural feed, his expression darkening. Multiple alien vessels have broken formation. They're deploying what appear to be invasion pods towards Sanctuaries 3 and 12. Kira's augmented eyes narrowed as she turned to Exile. It seems not everyone shares your diplomatic inclinations, Ambassador. Now you'll understand why we chose to reveal ourselves gradually. Throughout the Sanctuary network, defense systems hummed to life. Humanity was about to demonstrate that 3 centuries of preparation had yielded more than just technological and biological advancement. They had become masters of survival, and any species that threatened that survival would learn exactly how far they had evolved. The breaking storm. The next 12 hours transformed Earth's atmosphere into a theater of war and diplomacy. Hundreds of alien invasion pods hung suspended in mid-descent, caught in invisible stasis fields projected by humanity's defense grid. In orbit, the main alien fleet found itself surrounded by previously cloaked human defense platforms, their weapon systems powered but dormant, a clear message of capability and restraint. The rogue commanders acted without authorization. Hexerl insisted, their crystalline exoskeleton shifting colors in agitation. They stood with Kira in Sanctuary 7's Strategic Command Center, watching the crisis unfold on massive holographic displays. They represent a militant faction within our species, one that believes negotiation is weakness. We're familiar with the concept, Kira replied, her neural implants processing tactical data from all 23 sanctuaries simultaneously. Humanity had its own struggles with militant ideologies during our early years underground. We evolved past them. Marcus entered the command center, his usually calm demeanor tense. The Council of Governors has convened an emergency session. They're requesting your presence, Admiral Voss. Ambassador Xarl, they extend an invitation to you as well. The council chamber lay at the heart of Sanctuary 7, its ancient architecture blending seamlessly with advanced technology. 23 governors attended via neural projection, their avatars indistinguishable from physical presence. Cyril's instruments registered confusion at the display of technology that allowed such perfect consciousness transfer across thousands of kilometers. Governor Chen, her avatar distinguished by subtle markers of authority, addressed the gathering. We face a pivotal moment in human history. Our ancestors prepared us for first contact, but they could not prepare us for every possible outcome. We must decide how to respond to this act of aggression, while maintaining the possibility of peaceful coexistence. The militant faction numbers approximately 30% of our fleet. Farrell. They believe they speak for our species' survival, but they act against the will of our leadership council. Then perhaps, Kira suggested, this crisis presents an opportunity for both our species to demonstrate the superiority of reason over force. The next few hours saw an unprecedented collaboration between human and alien strategists. While the militant faction's invasion pods remained frozen in stasis, a joint task force developed a plan that would minimize loss of life on both sides. Humanity revealed only a fraction of their technological capabilities, enough to demonstrate strength without showing all their cards. The alien leadership, through Exile, shared crucial intelligence about their species' psychology and combat doctrine. There's something you should understand about your frozen invasion force, Marcus explained to the alien tactical team. The stasis fields aren't just holding them in place, they're giving us time to interface with their neural networks. We're showing them images of our civilization, our history, our potential for cooperation. Axiral's crystalline features registered surprise. You can interface with our technology. We've had centuries to master consciousness transfer and neural manipulation, Kira said. Did you think we would limit such research to human minds only? As the Earth's new day dawned, the invasion pods began broadcasting surrender signals. The militant faction, faced with evidence of humanity's capabilities and the possibility of mutual benefit, stood down. But the crisis had fundamentally altered the dynamic between the two species. In a private meeting following the resolution, Exarl confronted Kira with a question that had been troubling them. Your species could have destroyed us at any time, couldn't you? Why show such restraint? Kira's augmented eyes studied the alien ambassador thoughtfully. The Ice Age taught us that survival isn't just about power. It's about adaptation, cooperation, and understanding. We could have met force with force, but that would have only proven that we learned nothing from our time underground. And what did you learn? Axariel asked. That the strongest civilizations aren't those that can destroy their rivals, but those that can turn rivals into allies. The universe is vast and largely unknown. Perhaps both our species would benefit more from facing its challenges together. As news of the crisis's resolution spread throughout the Sanctuary network, humanity began its first cautious steps toward a new era. But beneath the surface of diplomatic success, questions remained. The militant faction's surrender seemed too easy, too complete. And in the depths of space, other alien civilizations had taken notice of the events unfolding on Earth. The ice was melting, bringing with it not just the promise of a restored Earth, but the challenge of a dramatically expanded cosmos. Humanity had survived its trial by ice only to face an even greater test, proving that their evolution had truly made them ready for their place among the stars. Hidden currents. 3 weeks after the failed invasion, Earth's surface had transformed dramatically. The alien terraforming arrays, now operating under joint control, had cleared vast swaths of ice, revealing preserved cities like time capsules from the old world. But it was the new structures rising alongside them that drew the most attention. Hybrid architectures that combined human and alien engineering in ways neither species had imagined possible. Kira stood in the newly established Joint Operations Center, watching teams of humans and aliens working together to map the rapidly changing planet. Her neural implants pinged with an urgent message from Marcus. "We've detected anomalies in the data streams from the militant faction's surrendered ships," he reported, joining her at the command console. "The neural interface readings don't match their behavioral patterns. They're faking compliance," Kira concluded, her augmented eyes scanning through layers of data. "The question is why?" Ambassador Kyril entered the center, their crystalline form refracting the morning light. "My superiors are concerned about rumors from our homeworld. The militant faction's leadership council has gone silent. The implications hung heavy in the air. A rogue faction with advanced technology, apparent submission hiding unknown motives, and a mysterious silence from their leadership. Humanity had prepared for first contact, but the complexities of interstellar politics were proving more challenging than expected. "There's something else," Marcus added, pulling up a holographic display. "Our deep space arrays have detected unusual energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. They match neither human nor known alien configurations." The discovery sparked a flurry of activity in the operations center. Teams of human and alien analysts began processing the data, their different approaches to problem-solving creating unexpected insights. The aliens' intuitive grasp of spatial relationships complemented humanity's pattern recognition algorithms perfectly. "We're not just facing a militant faction anymore," Cyril observed, their color shifting to deep indigo, a sign of deep concern. "Someone else is moving pieces on the board." Kira initiated a secure connection to the Council of Governors. "We need to accelerate the surface restoration project. Whatever's coming, we can't afford to be caught between the ice and space." The next few days saw an unprecedented mobilization of resources. The Sanctuary network, hidden for centuries, began the complex process of connecting to the surface world. Massive elevators carried construction equipment and personnel upward, while defensive installations emerged from their icy tomes. But it wasn't just military preparations. Human scientists, working alongside alien researchers, made breakthrough after breakthrough as they combined their different approaches to technology. The aliens' organic crystalline computing merged with human quantum systems, creating hybrid networks that processed information in entirely new ways. "Your species continues to surprise us," Tyrell commented, watching a demonstration of the new hybrid technology. "We thought we were advanced, but you've taken our basic principles and evolved them into something extraordinary." "That's what the Ice Age taught us," Kira replied. Every challenge is an opportunity for evolution, but I'm more interested in what you're not telling us about these militant factions. Exural's crystalline surface rippled, their equivalent of a sigh. There are those among our kind who believe that evolution through adversity, as your species achieved, is the only true path to advancement. They saw Earth as a testing ground, a place to prove their philosophy. You're saying the invasion attempt was a test. One of many, I suspect. They believe that species who survive extreme challenges become something greater. Your adaptation to the Ice Age. It validates their worldview. Before Kira could respond, alarms blared throughout the operations center. Marcus rushed in, his neural feeds streaming tactical data. Multiple quantum ruptures detected at the edge of the solar system. Large vessels emerging. Hundreds of them. The tactical display showed a terrifying sight. A vast armada of ships, their designs incorporating elements of both human and alien technology. At their center, a massive vessel pulsed with familiar energy signatures. Those are the militant faction's leaders. Exural confirmed, their color draining to pale white. But they've changed their ships, adapted them somehow. No, Kira said, her augmented eyes picking up subtle patterns in the vessel configurations. They didn't adapt their ships. They've been working with whoever's been waiting at the edge of our solar system. This whole thing, the terraforming mission, the failed invasion, even the surrender, it was all part of their plan. As the Armada moved toward Earth with inexorable purpose, both humans and aliens realized that their brief cooperation would face its ultimate test. The true architects of this confrontation had finally revealed themselves, and their arrival threatened not just Earth, but the very notion of peaceful coexistence between species. Evolution's edge. The mysterious Armada's approach transformed Earth's orbit into a staging ground for the most significant confrontation in human history. Ships from the Sanctuary fleet rose from hidden bases across the planet, their hybrid technology now fully integrated with alien systems. The remaining loyal alien vessels moved into defensive formations alongside them. In the Joint Operations Center, Kira, Marcus, and Xuril coordinated their combined forces. The tactical display showed the enemy fleet's inexorable advance, their ships moving with unnatural precision. They're using our own hybrid technology against us, Marcus observed, his neural feeds processing combat simulations. But there's something wrong with their movement patterns. They're too perfect, too synchronized. Exural's crystalline form pulsed with realization. They've merged completely with their ships. The militant faction hasn't just adapted our technology. They've evolved beyond individual consciousness. A hive mind, Kira said, her augmented eyes picking up subtle energy patterns. They've achieved what they wanted, evolution through extremity. But they've lost something essential in the process. The enemy fleet entered weapons range, and the battle erupted across space. The combined human-alien defense forces fought with remarkable coordination, their different tactical approaches complementing each other perfectly. But the hive mind fleet matched them move for move, learning and adapting with terrifying speed. We can't win through force alone, Marcus announced, watching their casualties mount. Their collective consciousness processes tactical information faster than we can react. Kira's expression shifted as an idea formed. Then we give them more information than they can process. Viral, you said they believe in evolution through adversity. Let's show them what that really means. What followed was humanity's greatest gambit. The Sanctuary Network activated its entire neural interface system, connecting the consciousness of millions of humans who volunteered to join the battle. But unlike the enemy's hive mind, each human consciousness remained distinct, contributing unique perspectives and creativity to the whole. Individuality within unity. Cyril breathed, watching the human consciousness network expand. You're not just fighting them. You're showing them an alternative path of evolution. The battle shifted to a new dimension as humanity broadcast their experiences of the Ice Age into the hive mind. Not just the survival and technological advancement, but the art, music, and poetry that had flourished in the sanctuaries. The dreams, fears, loves, and hopes that had driven them to evolve while remaining fundamentally human. The hive mind faltered, overwhelmed not by force, but by the complexity and beauty of individual experience. The militant faction had sought evolution through the erasure of individuality, but humanity demonstrated that true advancement came from embracing diversity within unity. Ships from the enemy fleet began breaking formation, their crews fighting to reclaim their individual consciousness. The hive mind's control fractured under the weight of millions of human stories, each one a testament to the strength found in individual choice and collective cooperation. As the battle drew to a close, the remaining militant faction ships surrendered, their crews forever changed by their glimpse of a different path to advancement. The mysterious forces that had aided them retreated to the edges of space, their own assumptions about evolution and supremacy shaken. In the aftermath, Earth's transformation accelerated. The sanctuaries began their carefully planned emergence, creating a civilization that existed both below and above ground. Human and alien technologies merged in ways that preserved the best of both species' approaches. "We thought we had reached the peak of our evolution," Earl said, standing with Kira and Marcus on the surface of the newly thawed Earth. "But your species showed us that true evolution isn't about becoming more powerful. It's about becoming more complete." Kira watched as teams of humans and aliens worked together to rebuild the old cities and create new ones. The Ice Age forced us into isolation, but it taught us that survival isn't enough. It's how you survive, how you maintain your humanity in the face of adversity, that matters. The Great Thaw had done more than just reveal Earth's surface. It had unveiled a new chapter in the story of intelligent life. Humanity had not only survived its trial by ice, but had emerged ready to help guide other species toward a future where evolution meant growing together rather than growing apart. As the sun set on the transformed Earth, its light reflected off cities that blended the best of human and alien design. The sanctuary network remained, no longer a refuge, but a reminder that humanity's greatest strength lay not in its ability to overpower adversity, but in its capacity to adapt, create, and connect, even across the vast distances between stars.